this chapter is all about the wonderful, wacky ways of the Mental Math Club. And one of the things that they decided to do is they want to throw a carnival full of different kinds of carnival games so that they can raise money for their math club. So Jacob, this guy, Jacob, decides that he is going to do a Guess My Number booth. And his first guest is Carlin. Carlin is right here. So Jacob gives Carlin a question. He says, 17 more than a number is 52. Guess the number and win a prize. So Carlin decides to picture it in a certain way. He says, well, what number plus 17 equals 52? And so he thinks to himself, I'm just going to use logic and think about if I didn't have an x there, well, what number would it be? And the answer has to be 35. 35 should be the number. To quickly make sure, he's just going to substitute it back in. 35 plus 17, does that equal 52? Yes, 52 does equal 52. So the number has to be 35. When Carlin was just thinking about the problem, he used a method called the cover-up method, which is really just covering up what you're missing and thinking about, well, what number makes sense? What number would make this problem true? So we'll use an example to show what this would mean. So let's say that it is x minus 6 equals 18. Some number minus 6 equals 18. Well, in the cover-up method, we simply think to ourselves, I'm just going to cover up this number and think, well, what number minus 6 has to equal 18? And there's only one number that minus 6 equals 18, and that number would be 24. So when you think about this and you just think, well, what number would that be? You know then that x has to equal 24. Looking at another problem, we'll still use the cover-up method in the same way. X plus 40 equals negative 10. Well, I'm just going to cover up that x and think to myself, well, what number plus 40 equals negative 10? Well, since negative 10 is negative, that means I have to have a bigger negative number. Negative 50 plus 40 is the only number that would result in negative 10. So now I know that x, because that's what I covered up, has to equal negative 50. Well, Carlin was like, that's way too easy. Jacob, how are we going to make any money if we all only do the cover-up method? Those problems are too simple. So Jacob's like, okay, I'm going to give you a more difficult one. So Jacob says, okay, 4 more than 3 times a number is 40. So Carlin thinks of the problem like this. 3 times a number plus 4 has to equal 40. Using this little question mark symbol is what he'll use to show the cover-up method. So what number plus 4 equals 40? Well, that has to be 36. 36 plus 4 has to equal 40. But remember, this was 3x and 3x and 36. So now we think 3 times, well, what other number? Using the cover-up method again has to equal 36. And the only number that works would be 3 times 12. 3 times 12 equals 36, so x has to equal 12. Of course, in order to be sure, Carlin substitutes in the 12 back into his original number sentence. Is it true? Is 3 times 12 plus 4 equal to 40? And then solving the problem, 3 times 12 is 36, plus 4 equals 40. Is this true? Is the main question, and 40 does equal 40, so it does fit the problem. Now that everybody was satisfied with how challenging the problems were, we are done with this for now, and we will be practicing them in class. But in your notes, I want you to make sure you answer these questions. In your own words, can you please explain what is the cover-up method? And then show how to solve the following problems using the cover-up method. The first one is m minus 12 equals negative 48. And the second problem would be 5x plus 4 equals negative 6. Thank you.